Welcome to Nairobi and welcome to this forum. This is a high-level engagement forum to ensure that we understand what the manufacturing landscape looks like, what the challenges are, and how to make it better.
This event is really not just for AUDA NEPAD, but it is for East Africa, for Kenya, as well as for the manufacturers' ecosystem.
The constraint we now face is not the ambition to manufacture, but it is the investment readiness and the access to the appropriate capital that is needed. That's why a program called PIFA is so important, which will be hand in glove with the 24 medical products. We also have another program called Homegrown Solutions that is a catalytic financing for startups and also for small and medium enterprises. So we are bringing all these programs together so that we are looking to ensure that manufacturers become investment ready. Very important for us.
Recently in 2025, we decided to move away from just the talking about producing medicines generally to identifying which products can potentially be produced at the regional level and support this effort of ours. So officially, we launched the 24 priority medical products and roadmap for regional manufacturing in Africa in February 2025. The categories of medicines are within the communicable disease category, non-communicable diseases, maternal and child health products, diagnostics for HIV and malaria rapid tests, and then for NTDs, we have one product to respond to schistosomiasis. And then for cancer, we have docetaxel.
As we walk the journey outlined in the ESC Regional Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Plan of Action 2017 to 2027, we are presented with both challenges and opportunities. Our aim is clear. We aspire to transform the East African community into a hub of quality, affordable, and locally produced medicines. The manufacturers, once they have manufactured product, so that we come together as a region, we look into the requirements, and we can now say that yes, we authorize these products to be sold across ESC. This is something which is already there, but like I said, of course, it is a process. So we need to work together, coordinate together, and make sure we facilitate implementation of what has been approved by ministers. Because in principle, once ministers have approved, it becomes a policy for the entire region.
What role should governments play in de-risking? And where should they not intervene? So specifically, what role should they play, but also what are the things they should not do to address this issue?
So the role that they should play, we've talked about regulation greatly. The doctor from Square Pharmaceuticals talked about, I think he said they've been manufacturing for the last 2 years, but have not been able to sell their products outside Kenya. So this issue of, the regulation fragmentation needs to be looked at. So if they can standardize and harmonize regulatory systems, that would help with de-risking these projects.
Who is benefiting from these poor products? Is it our own people? Let's put them in jail. That's one. Number two, let's close these ports. Ali, I want to hear from you. And number three, why are we not favoring made in Kenya products? And the third, all these guys are complaining that Kenya as a customer is not paying on time.
So the issue of illicit is something that must be dealt with. And one of the challenges I think we have to rethink as the government of Kenya is the regulators that are involved in these particular certification processes.
And the donor-funded also do not patronize local manufacturing, despite, if you look at all their strategic papers, they talk of buying from local, but they actually don't do that. And I think we need some high-level intervention from AU or governments to really find out why. At the same time, the national governments should definitely patronize their local rather than importing.
So as we talk about local manufacturing and really pushing that agenda, and we've said we've had lots of meetings, I think this is a time now to say, with that roadmap that we have put in place, with this PIFA that we have in place, there is no need for us to keep talking about what we need to do.
Very much proud with the quality of discussions that has taken place, and we are looking forward to be involved in future discussion. Otherwise, thank you so much.
So when we look at the regional perspective in terms of local manufacturing, these are the core strategic pillars that we were able to identify: promotion of competitive production, investment facilitation, regulatory strengthening, which was very big, skills development, leveraging on intellectual property, as well as innovation and research and development. The plan is definitely steered by the EAC Secretariat through technical working groups and implemented across partner states, targeting improved health outcomes and economic growth. And that's why we have the EAC here, and we have been told to put pressure, and we shall put pressure.
This East African Financing and Investment Readiness Engagement Forum represents a milestone in aligning capital with Africa's pharmaceutical industrialization ambitions. By adopting this communique, we, 1, affirm our presence and engagement, 2, commit to advancing financing solutions for priority health product manufacturing, 3, recognize that sustainable pharmaceutical industrialization in Africa requires disciplined project preparation and predictable capital mobilization. I think in adoption, again, once I read one bullet, if you agree, you say A. By adopting this communique, we affirm our presence and engagement, commit to advancing financing solutions for priority health product manufacturing, recognize that sustainable pharmaceutical industrialization in Africa requires disciplined project preparation and predictable capital mobilization. For many of the said opinions, say aye. For those of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. We have adopted this communique in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya, 1st April 2026.
From these 2 days of the meeting, I realized that we need to get up. We have the groundwork done, and these 2 days of meeting have helped us to see what we now need to put as building blocks on that groundwork, but mainly to move it from paper, policy, and find the support and the players to implement these things.
The 3 things that came out clearly is that markets need to be integrated. We need bigger markets, and we need to be guaranteed, the manufacturers need to be guaranteed of their investment, so a market is required. We are going to be working with the Continental Free Trade Area, with the Africa CDC on the pooled procurement mechanism to ensure that there is a pooled procurement mechanism that will enable these manufacturers to put their products on the continent. We'll work also with the African Medicines Agency. What came out clearly here is that regulatory systems harmonization is going to be very critical if we have to be competitive and if we have to put good quality products on the market.
So it was really a good platform. It helped us to come up with clear resolution, and we were really more energetic and encouraged to support the partner states to bring them together again, to convene more meetings so that they can agree on a further way forward to accelerate the implementation of that initiative.
For the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, we are committing to be the catalyst. We notice that a lot of conversations are happening and they're scattered. But the reality is that all local manufacturers are actually part of our membership. So we are the ones who are going to follow up with each partner. So if it's the finance team, if it's in the Ministry of Health, if it's with the trade, if it's with Parliament, if it's with the development partners, we are going to follow up. And the commitments that we have made, we are going to make sure that we are the catalyst that comes in between to make sure that we create a good environment for local manufacturing. There's no country that has grown without local manufacturing. We need to look at local manufacturing as a health security issue. The same way we protect our military, let us protect our health, and let us protect our local manufacturing in that way.